Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. And today I'm sitting on the couch. Uh, I'm going to talk about a favorite actor of mine. But officially make it. This is Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays, my collection, where I spotlight cool movies from all sorts of different movie genres, and I like to spotlight actors, directors, and like I said, genres of movies, from the 19 teens all the way to the 2020. So today I'm going to spotlight one of my favorite actors, um, and he's probably one of your favorite actors. I'm talking about the man Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman is such a cool actor. Um, just he owned the 70s, especially the early part of the 70s. He owned the 70s. But I got a few movies that I want to spotlight in particular. Um, I have other ones by Gene Hackman, but I got a few extra movies. Been trying to do this video for months now, so I got these back probably beginning of summer. I got a couple of these, and I threw together some movies that I got off the shelf also that I wanted to kind of watch with these other movies, if that makes sense, that had Gene Hackman in it. So, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Two of the movies that I got this really good deal on eBay. These are only DVDs, but I really wanted to see the movie Mississippi Burning. I had never seen the movie. When it came out, I was probably like 10 or 11 or somewhere like that. So I wasn't interested, I guess, in a period movie from the 60s based on the KKK and murders and stuff, based on true story and everything. So it was kind of a heavy subject matter for me back then. But I've thought about it over the years, and I really wanted to see this movie, so I got it on DVD. I got this cool. A guy was selling the Mississippi Burning and the Narrow Margin for it was $4 with free shipping. So I couldn't turn that away, even though there's been some updates on Blu-ray of Mississippi Burning. But this is the 25th anniversary of Mississippi Burning, a movie directed by Alan Parker. And this movie came out in, I want to say, 1988. So I was 12 when this came out, 11 or 12. And it basically, well, let me tell you who stars in it. Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe are the main actors. And they're working with, what do you call it? They're civil rights activists who have been called in to investigate the disappearance of some other civil rights activists who are on their way through there, and they're missing, and they're trying to investigate it and everything. And I believe there's been some talk of murders and different activity in this town, so they're called in to investigate and everything. So what happens is they start sniffing around, and the town doesn't like it. They don't want the attention because the media is coming in, cameras, throwing their town all up in the news that they're a bunch of racists and blah blah blah, which they were. But I'll read the back. This is what it says. Starring two-time Oscar winner Gene Hackman and Academy Award nominee William Dafoe, Mississippi Burning was nominated for 7 Oscars and won an Academy Award for Best Cinematography, which I agree, awesome cinematography, beautifully photographed. When the disappearance of 3 civil rights activists sparked one of the most explosive murder investigations in history. Straight-laced William Dafoe and deceptively easygoing Gene Hackman are on the case, and can these two philosophically opposed FBI agents overcome their differences to uncover a chilling mystery? And that's exactly what it is, a chilling mystery. And I was really surprised. And I had recently saw In the Heat of the Night, which is kind of a similar time frame, which in the heat of the night, it was then, it was 1968, and it was taking place and what was going down in that town. So this is, them recreating 1968, and it deals with race and murder and cover-ups and, crooked sheriff, crooked mayors, people, stuff. So it's awesome, just phenomenally great movie. Highly recommend it. Gene Hackman is great. He really gets to show kind of a range where he's really funny at times, and there's times where he's really serious and awesome. And William Dafoe plays, as always. William Dafoe is always great, but he's really good in this, and I highly recommend it if you've never seen it, to try to find it. I mean, it may be streaming. I didn't see it on Netflix, so I searched it out. So, I'm sure you can find a copy on DVD for nothing. The next movie was Narrow Margin. Gene Hackman and Ann Archer star in that. This also came out in 1990, a couple years later. So, again, this is a movie I'm aware of. When I was a kid, it was a drama. I remember seeing the trailers a lot, on TV and stuff. And I never did check it out, but I remember being on TV a lot. So I watched it the other day. It was really good. I'll read you what it's about. Gene Hackman stars as an LA district attorney attempting to take the unwilling murder witness, played by Ann Archer, back to the United States to testify against the top-level mob boss, frantically attempting to escape two deadly hitmen sent to silence her. They board a Vancouver-bound train, only to discover that the killers are on board with them. And for the next 20 hours, as the train hurls through beautiful but isolated Canadian wilderness, a deadly game of cat and mouse ensues, in which their ability to tell friend from foe is a matter of life and death. Now, this is a movie directed by Peter Hymas, which is well known for his range of movies, and he's a very good director. Now, I believe that this is a remake of a 1950s movie by the same name, Narrow Margin. I believe it came out in 1952. So it's very similar. I've seen that one, and it's very, very good. So they're both really good. They're similar in ways, but not similar at the same time. So it's kind of been updated. Gene Hackman, again, just turns in a role that is just awesome. And Ann Archer's really good in it, too. So I was really basically got this deal for this movie, but I got Narrow Margin for free, basically, and I'm glad I got that deal because it was a good movie. I wouldn't have normally have looked up Narrow Margin to get. Next up is a movie from the Warner Archive Collection. This is from 1975, and it's called Night Moves. And this is a awesome detective story by Arthur Penn. It's written by Alan Sharp, and it has let's see who's in this. Susan Clark. James Woods is in it. He's kind of young during this time, and a very young Melanie Griffin is in this. So basically, Gene Hackman turns in one of his best performances, and there's a scene where Gene Hackman can yell. He's a great yeller, because I was watching this with my wife, and she was like, "Why is he always yelling?" But if you think about it, he yells a lot in movies and stuff. So it's like I think nobody yells better than Gene Hackman. I mean, that's a quote. Quote me on that. Um, but he plays an LA detective, Harry Mosby, and he has problems. Um, he has missing persons, and bedroom stakeouts are no match for his glory days as a pro football player. He got injured as he played pro ball. He got injured, and now he's kind of taken up, you know, a second job as almost a hobby to him because he's a very voyeuristic person. He loves to watch people. He loves to kind of get into things and stuff. He's someone who watches people and kind of get a sense of their who they are, their characters and stuff. He's really good at that. But he's having a not so secret affair, or his wife. I'm sorry, his wife is having a not so secret affair. He's kind of like even following her. He knows exactly what's going on. He's not saying anything. Um, but Arthur Penn had worked with Gene Hackman on Bonnie and Clyde, and I think he won an Oscar for that, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, he gets twisted up into finding this girl, this runaway girl played by Melanie Griffith, which takes him all the way down to Florida. And once down in Florida, he kind of has a one night stand with Susan Clark. I think no, maybe that's not Susan Clark. The stepmom of Melanie Griffith, and he kind of uncovers some weird stuff there. So he stays a couple days, and he's about to come home. They take a boat ride out and stuff, and they discover a plane, a little plane had went down. This is out in the Key West, Florida, and stuff. So he starts kind of snooping around. They come back to it and find out that he's trying to uncover this, and he starts getting deeper and deeper into this secret that's going on here. And they're wanting him to leave, go home, take the daughter. Just get out of here. I don't want you to find out basically what's going on. So what's been going on is they've been flying drugs in, dropping them, and they pick them up. And her stepdad and stepmom, her dad and stepmom, take the drugs and do stuff with it though. But one, he had a partner killed in one of these planes, and he's carrying antiques and all kinds of stuff worth a lot of money, and they were just up to no good really. And he pretty much finds this out. He kind of solves this crime. Melanie Griffith, I think she I don't want to give away the movie. I don't want to give away the movie, but that's enough right there to kind of get you interested. It's like, wow, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I gave too much away, but Night Moves is a really good movie. It's very tense. It's a great detective story. I wouldn't put this maybe with the great detective stories of Raymond Chandler and stuff like that. I don't know if you can put him next to Philip Marlowe or anything like that, but it's kind of a good detective story. It's kind of an offbeat detective story, where he's kind of not your typical detective in a way. So I highly recommend that movie. I don't know if I described it very well for you, but and hope I didn't give too much away. But it's a brilliant movie. And I'm glad I discovered it. And this Blu-ray looks great, by the way. Now, next up is a movie that I actually saw in 5th grade. My 5th grade class got to go to the movies on a trip, and we saw this movie because my 5th grade teacher was, he was big into basketball. He was big into sports and PE and everything and stuff. So he took us to see Hoosiers in 1986. I was 10 years old. I live in Kentucky. This is about Indiana basketball. Great story of what can I say? Hoosiers is awesome. It's got a great performance by Dennis Hopper in it, and Barbara Hershey is also in it. But it's very suspenseful. It's very exciting. It's a great movie. It's got a lot of heart. Um, and it's one of those dramas that you can kind of come back to over the years, just because of the great performances by Dennis Hopper and Gene Hackman in this. So, highly recommend this. I found this at a dollar store not long ago, so I wanted to kind of show it off a little bit and tell you about it. So, but yeah, if you run across Hoosiers, you've never seen it, check it out. It's great. You don't have to like basketball to enjoy the movie. The next up is a movie I really love, and this is on Masters of Cinema release, Eureka Masters of Cinema release. Spine number 132 is Eureka. This is a movie by Nicholas Roeg, and it came out in 1983. And this is a great movie. Gene Hackman is great in this. He basically plays this like he's like a prospector, gold miner in the Klondike, and he it took him like 20 years. You know, he was determined, and you know, I don't know. I don't want to give too much away about this, but man, it's a great movie. He's basically a prospector, finds gold, where it changes his life in more ways than one. But yeah, he gets everything he ever wanted and more. And there's some twists and turns. It's very suspenseful movie, and it's very well written, well directed. It's awesome. Again, Gene Hackman, great. This is a Region B release. You can find Eureka available from, I think, MGM UA on DVD and Blu-ray, I believe. But this is a Region B Blu-ray, and it's really nice. It's got a booklet. It's got the DVD and the Blu-ray. I saw this on TV one night, and I got pulled into it, and I was like, man, what is this movie? And I think I actually caught it like 10 minutes in, so it had just started, and I got into it, and I was like, man, this is great. And then to find out it was directed by Nicholas Roeg, who had made, he's made a lot of cool movies. What is it? The Man... Oh man, the David Bowie movie. Anyway, he's made a lot of cool movies. But man, this is great. It's got a great cast. Rutger Hauer, Teresa Russell, young Mickey Rourke. Before all the facelifts and everything. And it's got a 36-page booklet, like I showed you. It's got a interview. It's got some isolated music track, and let's see. It's got an audio recording of question and answer with Nicholas Roeg at the world premiere. And it's got some interviews and stuff. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Super cool. It's one of those odd movies that I love to get into that, you know, it's like, man, I'd never heard of that movie. It came out in 1983. I don't even remember this at all. And it's like, but it's one of those movies, and it's great. Eureka. Okay, finally, guys, I want to show a movie that, you know, I hadn't had on Blu-ray. I have it on Laserdisc, and I wanted to upgrade and get it on Blu-ray. And I found a cool double feature that I could have that movie and another cool movie. The movie I'm talking about is 1992's Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood. Stars Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. But it's teamed up with the outlaw Josie Wells, also directed by Clint Eastwood in 1976. So they're both on a 2-disc set, 2-for-1 price. Can't beat that. And but they're just, you know, your regular Blu-rays, no 4Ks or anything like that. It's got a lot of bonus features for each movie and stuff. But what can I say about Unforgiven? Great movie. I believe he won an Oscar. Gene Hackman won an Oscar for, supporting actor Oscar for his role as Little Bill, and great direction. I remember going to the movies and seeing this on the big screen. It was great. It was a great experience. I still remember how good the photography was and stuff. It's something that we don't have much anymore. Is actual film. Watching that film projected. Seeing the little specks and little things here and there. It's just it's awesome. It's everything's digital now. I mean, there's still movies made on shot on film, but very, very few. And what can I say? Unforgiven, great Western. Clint Eastwood comes out to avenge the brutal beating, near killing of a prostitute at the local bordello, and he was a former outlaw and killer, and he's kind of retired, put that behind him, and now he's having to kind of pull himself back into that dark world and stuff. So it's a great movie. Outlaw Josie Wells. I actually saw that on Laserdisc. I think I have it on Laserdisc. I do remember watching it on Laserdisc. I believe I still have it, but it's another great movie. Directed by Clint Eastwood. I really like Clint Eastwood's directing style in the 70s. He's not somebody that will he's not rewriting movie history or anything with his direction, but it's good. And this is a great two for one deal. I believe I got this on eBay. I think you can get it Amazon all day. They have a lot of these, so highly recommend Unforgiven. And the Outlaw Josie Wells, for that matter. But there you go, guys. There's what do I got here? I got 6 movies starring Gene Hackman that are movies I highly recommend you go see. Eureka being one of the kind of oddball movies, and Night Moves are 2 movies that I would highly recommend you check out, find them, and watch these. Check those movies out. Really good movies. And of course, Hoosiers. You probably have seen that. Probably been on TV. Mississippi Burning. It's probably it's been on TV a lot. And then and The Narrow Margin. That's a movie that typical of the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s and stuff. So great thriller, suspenseful thriller. So I would recommend those. Those are some different roles of Gene Hackman. I could go in all day about all the other movies Gene Hackman's been in. French Connection and The Poseidon Adventure, Bonnie and Clyde. He's been in a bunch of movies, and that's just in the early part of the 70s, in the mid 70s. But he did a lot of movies, and I think he retired. But he is one of probably my favorite actors, and he really has grown on me as an adult now and stuff, and I really recognize how good of an actor he is and stuff. So I'm glad a lot of his movies are out there to check out. So just wanted to spotlight Gene Hackman today, and that's about it. So if you like this episode, just hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, and I will talk to you later.